A surprise winner on the PGA Tour. Taylor Pendrith ends up winning his first PGA Tour win.
He was pretty darn lucky to win. Ben Coles should have won that tournament, also seeking his first PGA Tour victory. He went into the 18th hole, the easiest hole on the golf course, with a one-shot lead, and he was there in two, just less than 30 feet from the cup.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
Do Leafs fans stop watching hockey now, or do they root for other Canadian teams, Cam?
No, I'm not a proponent of that, and it's actually kind of bothered me that, like, all the people in Toronto are kind of like, oh, now I'm going to cheer for the Oilers. Like, why? What was your affiliation with the Oilers? Like, Canucks still exist. Like, I don't lose automatically and say, yeah, I'm going to cheer for the Ottawa Senators because they're Canadian. No, I cheer for my bets.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
A lot of books, and outside of the New York area, the Canes are actually favored in Game 1 of this series. I'm seeing it right now. I'm looking. I see a minus 115 Canes, Rangers minus 105.
I like the 6 and 7 games prop, like I took with Boston, Toronto, which we now know is going to cash. I think it's got a chance to go the distance. It's going to be a long, tough, close series.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
The Cam Rising stuff last year with Utah, 3 months of pretending he was questionable with a torn ACL, ridiculous.
It's a lot of gray right now when it comes to this stuff, and we really are. When people say we're in like the second or third inning of sports betting, that's why I agree, because there's so many of those situations that are very, very difficult to explain to a novice.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Ferrall has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast.
And we are back, Ferrall, coast to coast, here on a Wednesday. Carver High and Joe Lisi in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Great to have everybody with us here today. Very busy final hour. We got to get to the hockey. We've got all the baseball for tonight that we have not discussed yet. We'll have Keith Stewart from Read the Line from Valhalla to finish off Golf Wednesdays. And we have the NFL schedule for 2024 being released later tonight. 8 p.m. East is the official time that the entire thing gets released. I know there's been a lot of leaks all over the place. Honestly, Joe, the leaks are like it's hard to keep track of all that, to be quite honest with you, because you got all these sources, and sources tell me that this team's playing week 7 against that team. I need the whole thing in front of me, Joe, at 8 o'clock tonight, and that's when I can really dive in, and that's also when the books will start to put the numbers up. The books won't put numbers up, Joe, till it's official from the league. So all these, leaks and sources say this. I want the numbers in my hand, Joe, and I don't get that until tonight. That's what really matters to me.
Yeah, all the keyboard warriors. I got inside info. Complete morons. I've been watching X and everything else. Come on. Absolute moron central. I mean, really,
everybody
let's be honest.
To be first, Joe.
Everybody wants to be first, and the sources and the keyboard warriors.
Well,
please. Really.
Here's
it's amazing.
Here's what they have officially announced today. This is the NFL before the release tonight. They released their internet. They do the dribs and drabs, the crumbs. The international games, which Joe feels like it gets bigger and bigger every single year, which is what Roger and the NFL want. They want more international games every year. This is what they are. We knew that Green Bay and Philly were going to play in Brazil. That's in week number 1. You also have the 3 London games. Jets will play Minnesota. Jaguars will play the Bears. Jaguars will play the Patriots. So just like last year, Joe, Jaguars will do the double dip in London and play back-to-back weeks. And the Germany game this year is the Giants and the Panthers. So they went down a Germany game. Didn't they do 2 last year, Joe, in Germany?
Yeah,
I believe. And then they went back down.
That was one with Russell Wilson with the leg lifts, wasn't it, or no?
That was 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago. The Russell Wilson with the leg lifts. Giants-Panthers, that'll be a thrill for everyone in Munich coming up next November. I'm sure they can't wait for that.
The good news is if you're a Giant fan, right, and they play that game at 9:30 in the morning on the tri-state area, and you don't want to spend the $899 to get the ticket and everything else, you get an extra game. You get an extra game under your belt now.
You better add a 1 or a 2 in front of that $899. You better add a 1 or a 2 in front of that.
Before tax. Before
fly
tax.
in and the ticket and the hotel. Yeah. You better add another.
No, I'm talking about just the viewership on the TV package. $899. You get an extra game on Fox and CBS. So you get an extra game.
You want to open the door? We can open the door. You saw me tweet about this earlier. It bothers me, Joe. Now look, I have them all. I'm gonna see the games. It is what it is. Like we got to watch the games, Joe. Right? We have to have all of it because we have to see the games. But for the regular person, I mean, Sunday Ticket's a great product. They moved it to YouTube. It's awesome. They do a great job with it. You need NBC, CBS, and Fox for the regular over-the-air games. You need ESPN for Monday Night Football. You need ESPN Plus. You need Amazon Prime now for Thursdays. You need Peacock for a couple games. And now you got to throw another one in there with these 2 Christmas games on Netflix. Joe, when does it end? I mean, this is as piggish as it gets. Here's the problem, though, Joe. It never ends because people just keep doing it, and they keep watching. So that's why the NFL can do this stuff. But, man, Joe, it is just excessive at this point with how many different services you need to watch NFL games. It's crazy.
Oh, I agree. But let's be honest. You're crying like Steratore because you have 19 wolves under each arm. Wait a second, Joe. That's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. You have Peacock for the Notre Dame game. I agree with you. It's out of control.
Joe, it doesn't matter what I have. I'm different. We do this. I got to watch the games, Joe. This isn't about me or you. We're going to have them all. It is what it is. I'm talking about the everyday person, Joe, who wants to watch their NFL games on a weekly basis. They've got to shell out almost $1,000 a year in services to be able to watch the games. When's the end? When does it stop?
I know. I agree. You know who you are. You're for the people. You're like Jimmy Hoffa was back in the day. You start. That's what it is. You're going for the average Joe. I love it. It's about time that you started blue collar again. I mean, you got too big. Hitting all these golf bets, you're all over the place. You got the tuxedo
enough with the
on.
Golf bets. Enough with that. This is about. It's to win is enough, Joe. That's what this is about. What's next? What are we doing next? What do we not have yet? Who else can they go and get?
Don't be naive. First of all, Netflix just put in, okay, just so you know, in Eatontown, New Jersey, Netflix just put in about a 500,000 studio, okay, in Eatontown, New Jersey, our neck of the woods, right by the mothership, okay? So that's the first thing. It ain't going anywhere. Number 2, bigger is better and greed is good. You know that as well as anybody. Roger Goodell's a pig, just like everybody else is. They want bigger, they want better, so it's all about the money.
Well, they got everyone over a barrel because they know they're going to watch. It's first, the Christmas day on a Wednesday at 1 and 4 o'clock, whatever. But then to put them on Netflix, too, and I get it. Netflix is getting into sports now. They got the Tyson fight.
Let me just say this about Netflix. If you're listening, you want to do it right, don't do it like Amazon because their latency absolutely sucks. Okay, and I don't care. I don't know if Bezos or Bezos, wherever he's doing out there on the island with his girlfriend. But you know what? You want to get involved in the NFL with all your money, at least do it right. We're 2 minutes behind on the lag in regards to the feed on Amazon Prime. It's pixelated. It's absolutely atrocious. So if Netflix takes anything from that, hopefully they hardwire the whole thing and maybe we could be up to date. Because I won't watch Amazon Prime, even though it's on, it stops like almost every other play. It's terrible. It's horrible. And you know it just as well as I do.
I'm not going to lie to you. Watching the Amazon Prime Thursday night games the last 2 years.
It's horrible.
I've never had one problem with them in terms of stopping and skipping. Now, that's a problem, Joe. The latency is a problem with all of them. It's a problem with the Sunday ticket. It's a problem with Thursday nights. It's a problem. That's just – but we're getting to the point now where if you're not at the game, you're behind. Like, that's just that. It is what it is. And they're always going to be a half step or a full step ahead of you when it comes to those live moves and those live bets.
I'm not talking about 30 seconds. I'm hardwired in New Jersey, and the New York feed is a lot faster than the Jersey feed on Amazon Prime. You know that. It's about a minute and a half behind.
There's nights where me and you are doing the radio on Thursday nights, and I'm a minute ahead of you, and I'm not. The TV's not hardwired. My other stuff is, and I'm a 30. It's different everywhere. It makes live betting challenging with all of these streaming services now. I mean, it's even challenging now for over the air. I mean, I got the cable for CBS, Fox, NBC, Joe. It's way behind sometimes what everybody else when you're watching with it. Either way, Joe, we get all the games tonight, and then we'll get all the numbers. I'm hoping that they put this out at 8 East. By the second hour of Carver and Lisi, we've got that at least week one, all the numbers, so that we can start to dive in to the spreads and see what we have for the entire season and all the marquee games and everything that we're going to have. So it is a fun night when you get that schedule for your favorite team in your hands and all the primetime games, and you can start to match everything up. All right, Joe, Ferrall Coast to Coast here on a Wednesday. Carver High and Joe Lisi in for Scotty. We will come back. We have to finish off Golf Wednesdays for the PGA Championship. Keith Stewart, read the line from Valhalla. Let's go, baby.
Look at the Denver Nuggets and say, whoa, just a week ago, they were that minus 115 or so price. Now we're looking at them at a 7-1 price. Any chances the Nuggets can actually come back?
I think this is going 6 or 7 games, so I think that could be a little bit of a tighter spread between those two. But when you got those two guys, those two monsters, and Towns and Edwards, it's just really hard.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Every missed call, the entire game, whether it's a charge or a block or a deflection that was wrong or a foul that should have been called that wasn't called or vice versa. Give me a 48-minute report. And people that will understand that there's so many mistakes that the referees make over the course of the game that referees, ready folks, just don't decide the outcome.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall Coast to Coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage Late
This sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
And we are back, Ferrall Coast to Coast here on a Wednesday, a Golf Wednesday. Carver High in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. And it is a supersized Golf Wednesday because we have a major this week. The PGA Championship at Valhalla in Kentucky. And Keith Stewart from Read the Line, who is with us every week on C2C, is with us once again. And, of course, they're at Valhalla getting ready for the PGA Championship. Keith, good to see you as always, my man. How are you?
Mike, I'm great. These guys look ready. Brooks looks ready. There's bounce in Rory's step. Something seems to be free in his world. I don't know what it is. Scotty had the baby. Bryson is saying like intelligent things. It's been so much fun. The lead up for this, I cannot wait for this show and tomorrow to start.
And I think that's where we do have to start, right? Because that kind of ties into the top of the board and the chalk. Yeah. And that is, you have these three guys, three of the biggest names in golf, all coming into this tournament off of wins. Two of them coming off multiple wins. Scotty's won 4 out of 5, won his last 2 starts, has had a few weeks off with his wife having the baby, which, look, as any of us that have had children, that's not an easy couple of weeks. That's for sure, and probably did not get the normal amount of prep he usually would. Rory has coming off of 2 wins, including Sunday at the Wells Fargo. He was in the news with divorcing the wife, which was out earlier this week. Didn't seem to affect him at Quail Hollow on Sunday. And Brooks Koepka winning the last live event at Singapore. Everyone in on wins, Keith. So that's huge for storylines, but also huge for the board because it's made guys that we normally see in the 20s, 30s, and 40s in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. It's been crazy.
It's been absolutely fascinating to watch. I mean, the one number on Monday morning that absolutely blew my mind, that was when John Rahm opened up in the 20s. I was like, are you kidding me right now? A year ago, this guy had won 4 times. He had the green jacket. He was the Scotty Scheffler of 2023. He was 8-1 coming into to the PGA at Oak Hill. And now the guy's triple that number. I mean, I hit that thing as fast as I could because I was like, this thing can't sit there. But you're right, all up and down the board. There's some crazy numbers. You still got Wyndham Clark, who's always mispriced around 50. You got DJ. You got Dustin Johnson, 2-time major winners at 90. Jordan Spieth's at 100. It's crazy what's going on down here. And I tell you what else is crazy. And I need you to calm down. I need you to stay calm because the weather's been crazy.
I had a feeling that you were going to do this to me. You know how I am about weather and golf tournaments, specifically major championships. Now, look, PGA championships had this, right? Last year at Oak Hill, it rained a lot at Oak Hill last year. It was tough. So I'm kind of used to it. All I'll ask you is this. Is it going to be a situation where rounds are not going to get finished? Is it going to be that kind of a weather situation?
I believe it's going to be a big challenge on Friday. Friday looks like doomsday. We had a bunch of rain. Let me set the stage for you for a second, right? We've had a bunch of rain coming in. Now, what's been interesting with the switch to Zoysia grass in the fairways still have a little bit of roll, a little bit of bounce to them, even though we had 2.5 inches of rain here in the region before this week. It rained a bunch on Tuesday yesterday. We've gotten some rain today. It hasn't been that bad this afternoon, but then looking ahead, Friday looks like a tough day, and this is a big field. This is 156 professional golfers. So to get through the first 2 days, we need every ounce of sunlight and time we can. It's going to be a struggle to have a good cut sweat on Friday night.
Friday night's the worst for this to happen. We want to be set up for the weekend. We want the cut out of the way. We want the matchups. We want to add on the 10s and 20s. But we'll find a way, Keith, because we always do. Tell us a little bit, weather aside, about Valhalla. Obviously, we have been here before for major championships, last time with Rory 10 years ago. Course seems like, obviously, it's a beast. I mean, I think 7,600 yards. Give us a little breakdown of what the setup's going to be here.
Well, a lot of people have been talking on different shows about the golf course itself. This is the 4th edition at Valhalla. The first go-around was a par 72, 7,144 yards. Well, we're up to par 71, 7,600 yards. So, having length is what you need. It's a non-starter, not to have serious ball speed. In 2000, when Tiger won, he was the longest player in the field by far. In 2014, when Rory won, he was the longest player in the field by far. So does that favor the guys in 2024 that are the bombers? It absolutely does. But here's, Carver, what I want you to keep your eye on. I went deep dive on the top 10 for 2014, the Rory edition, right? We got the strokes gained numbers. Of that top 10, of which there was 12 guys with ties, their largest strokes gained category of the primary 4 was putting. This is not a team no-putt event. So when you start building your card, and you'll see the way I built mine, it's super savvy, right? Yes, you need bombers, but you're going to want to include some guys in your placements and across the board, and even maybe one of your winners that can roll the rock. Because 7 of the top 10 in 2014 ended up in the top 12 for strokes gained putting for the week in 2014.
That is incredible numbers. And when we come back, we're going to get into your card. And I have to tell you, usually I say to you, we're reading each other's mail. We've got a couple of the same names. It's like more than that this week, Keith. It's almost like we've almost got identical cards, to be quite honest with you, aside from a name or two. We're going to be looking at pretty much the same guys here. We'll do that when we come back. I've got 30 seconds now. Let's do the Tiger stuff. Tiger, we've seen him in the majors. He gets through Thursday and Friday. Saturday and Sunday are a problem. Sounds like it would be an even bigger problem at a place like that with the kind of weather that we're going to have.
Yeah, it's not only that, Carver. It's like rinse, rewind, repeat. He's going to be great. He'll go through the cut. And the fatigue factor, of course, the wet weather and a little bit of dampness isn't going to help his back. But here's the key. You go to Augusta, and that walk up and down the hills is like a ski slope. Out here in the Kentucky hills, it's like walking an EKG in a hospital. It's like up, down, up, down. That's got to be brutal on him with the rain. I don't think he's going to have a strong finish Sunday, but he'll be there on the weekend.
I agree with you. I think that's the funnest Tiger bet now, is you bet him to make the cut, and you have some fun with it Thursday and Friday, and that's what you do. We'll come back, and we'll get all of Keith's selections for the PGA Championship. We're back, coast to coast, right after this.
Look at the Denver Nuggets and say, whoa, just a week ago, they were that minus 115 or so price. Now we're looking at them at a 7-1 price. Any chances the Nuggets can actually come back?
I think this is going 6 or 7 games, so I think that could be a little bit of a tighter spread between those two. But when you got those two guys, those two monsters, and Towns and Edwards, it's just really hard.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Every missed call, the entire game, whether it's a charge or a block or a deflection that was wrong or a foul that should have been called that wasn't called or vice versa. Give me a 48-minute report. And people that will understand that there's so many mistakes that the referees make over the course of the game that referees, ready folks, don't decide the outcome.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
this
late
sort
night.
Of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
And we are back, Ferrall, coast to coast here on a Wednesday, a golf Wednesday, with Keith Stewart from Read the Line with us on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. All right, Keith, let's get to the selections. I said to you before the break, I love when we're reading the same mail. We're basically, we've the same mail. I mean, we have got almost an identical card for this week at the PGA Championship. Start me off with one of those guys we talked about at the very top. Heavy chalk or three of the favorites, we should say, but Brooks loves PGA Championships, Keith.
Well, I tell you what, when you start to look at my outright card, there's a theme building there. And I'm going to tell you why, because I think a lot of people are if they don't ask me, they're going to miss my point. And it's a valid one. I'm done with the PGA Tour. Not in the sense that I'm not going to follow it and I don't love the PGA Tour. I'm a PGA professional. I'm here at my major championship. I love the PGA Tour. It's not what I'm saying. But everybody on the tour has had their chance to go after the big man, and they have failed, right? We've seen it all year, you and I. Xander, Rory, Wyndham, all of them. They've taken shots, and they have all gone to the top of the mountain, and Scotty has knocked them back down. But you know what? Week after week, that wears on you. It wears on you. The guys that don't deal with that event after signature event after event, right? And Brooks and Rahm didn't really show up at the Masters, so they didn't have to deal with it. I'm going heavy on these live guys because I think they have just the edge we need to stand up to Scotty, because Scotty's going to be there on Sunday. And most likely, if you are where you want to be, you're going to be in the last group with him. So I think Brooks has just enough of an edge to him that he can look that guy right in the eye and say, it's the Wanamaker's in my house, buddy. It's not in yours. So that's why I went heavy live. The tour guys, they're too beat up mentally, and I love this live card. I love Brooks at the top. And, hey, if you got to come to Louisville and you have a golf course like this, you need a Louisville slugger. So we got to put Bryson on this card, right? Again, the longest player in 2001 in the field, the same in 14. He's the longest player in this field. How about 2020 in Wingfoot? It was long, wet, and right, he won by 6, right? You need a comp course. How about Muirfield Village Golf Club? You know, both done by Jack Nicklaus. He won there in 2018. Love that play. Here's a guy. We talked about the putting before the break. Cam Smith. I'm super live on Cam Smith this week. Nobody's on him. It's going to be a sleeper play. If you're in a pool or something like that and everybody's picking all the same names, Cantley and stuff, these guys are all damaged goods. Cam Smith has 3 top 10s in his last 4 majors. I mean, last year, he's not long enough. He doesn't hit in the fairway. He was 9th at Oak Hill, and that's harder than this is here. So I love him. And then the bomb here is an absolute secret weapon. Sepp Straka loves Zoysia grass, right? Remember the playoff with Willie Z at TPC Southland? You know, like, that's the same thing. We have Zoysia grass fairways and bent grass greens. He plays great there. East Lake's another comp for that. I just love Sepp Straka here. The way he's been playing, 16th at Augusta, right? 8th there at Quail, 2nd last year at the Open Championship. This guy's primed for doing something serious in a major championship.
He has played well in big events, Keith. I am with you. I have Brooks, I have Bryson, I have Sepp. I will tail you on Cameron Smith because you are absolutely right. And you're getting Cameron Smith at 50-1, which is absolutely ridiculous you're getting Cam Smith at 50-1 for how he plays in these majors. Next, the placements, the top 10s and the 20s. You're back with Bryson here, and there's Jon Rahm and Cameron Young. You know, and we've got some 40s. I love Patrick Reed as well. You mentioned live guys. Patrick Reed's another one. He's always in the top 20 or 40 of these majors, Keith. He's always there.
Well, let's just talk about the PGA specifically, right? Patrick Reed has finished in the top 23 of the last 4 years. Go down to those top 40s. Again, some putters. Denny, Muirfield Village Golf Club, 5th and 2nd the last 2 years. Patrick Reed. How about Taylor Pendrith? We got to give this guy some due. Last week he was 10th after he won, right? And he's a perfect fit for this golf course. You know, I just absolutely love this placement card right now and where it's going. Cam Young, you know, his last 8 major championships, he has 5 top 10s. You got to believe in these guys. Now, quickly over to the head-to-heads. Rahm over Xander. Xander's damaged goods. 8 top 10s is the reason you don't bet him this week. And then the last one, Bryson over Colin, for all the reasons we said earlier, and because, you know, down here in Louisville, I'll say it once, I'll say it again, you got to be a Louisville slugger, baby.
You got to be a Louisville slugger, Keith. I absolutely love the card. I'm with you on a lot of these. I think we're going to have a really big week down at Valhalla. Huge. Tremendous job, as always. Keith Stewart from Read the Line right here on Coast to Coast. I am excited. And, Keith, we'll catch you, I hope, either Thursday or Friday night on the radio. We'll have to get radio, a little update, so I can get – only so I can get mad at the weather. There's probably going to be a delay, and I'm going to yell at you about the weather. That's another reason why we'll get you on the radio side as well. Keith Stewart, Read the Line, PGA Championship. We're back coast to coast right after this.
You look at the Denver Nuggets and say, whoa, just a week ago, they were that minus 115 or so price. Now we're looking at them at a 7-1 price. Any chances the Nuggets can actually come back?
I think this is going 6 or 7 games, so I think that could be a little bit of a tighter spread between those two. But when you got those two guys, those two monsters, and Towns and Edwards, it's just really hard.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Every missed call, the entire game, whether it's a charge or a block or a deflection that was wrong or a foul that should have been called that wasn't called or vice versa. Give me a 48-minute report. And people that will understand that there's so many mistakes that the referees make over the course of the game that referees, ready folks, don't decide the outcome.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The Early Line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
this
late
sort
night.
of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
And we are back for El Coast to Coast here on a Wednesday. Carver High and Joe Lisi in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Good to have everybody with us here. BetMGM has you ready for the NHL playoffs. Check out a new betting market that is only available at BetMGM. How about empty net goal markets? What? Entire slates as well as specific games. Find them in the BetMGM Sportsbook app under the NHL tab, then under the props tab. You can also find the specific game markets under each game along with the NHL props tab. Look at that, plus 135 for the Avalanche and the Stars tonight for the empty netter. I know Joe is hoping that it is the Avalanche who get that empty netter tonight in Dallas and force a sixth game in Colorado. So he's got a chance at that 4-2 exacta for the Stars. All right, Joe, speaking of hockey, why don't we go there with the hockey here. Last night, Bruins beat the Panthers 2-1. So they win in a similar spot that Colorado's going to be in tonight. They win a Game 5 on the road to force a sixth game back at home. Charlie McAvoy made it 2-1. Little controversy, but it stands on ESPN.
Back. Frederick to Coyle. A one-touch further, right down Broadway. Score! McAvoy in transition. Beautifully done by the Bruins, and they've got the lead back.
Bob Wischusen there on ESPN, and I saw Bob tweet last night. Me and Scotty have said how great a job he's done with the NHL on ESPN. He's been their best guy, and he said that was his last hockey game for the playoffs. So that's unfortunate. You're not going to get Bob doing the games, and he does a great job with college football too, Joe.
Yes,
Bob
he
does a great job.
You know, you saw my response. He's very underrated on the college football. They put him on.
He does a good job.
Does a very good job. He gets those Big Ten, ACC type of games that are just under the top 25. He does a fantastic job. I love Bob Wischusen. Now, that's a guy, okay, and a commentator that calls it unbiased, unlike Ian Eagle and Harlan sometimes. Even though I love Harlan, you could tell which side of the ticket they're on sometimes.
I don't know about that, Joe. You do two guys who do NFL and NBA, and they're about as down the middle as you could possibly be.
I don't know about that. Ian Eagle, you know, I'm telling you, he picks it up a couple of octaves when his side comes through. Yeah, He does.
I'm not so sure about that.
He does.
I did want to give you this. I thought you'd get a good laugh here. So on the second period last night, Paul Maurice, Panthers head coach, if you remember, Joe, he was giving the business to his players on the bench, and they ended up scoring like 10 or 15 seconds later right after that. He was asked after the game, why'd he do that to the guys? Here we go.
Paul, you definitely woke them up. They scored 11 seconds after the TV timeout there in the second period. What was the message there, and what was your thought on the goalie interference?
I don't know the exact words of the message. I felt that I wasn't mad at them. Understood what they were going through. Just thought they needed some profanity in their life. I brought some. I don't excel a lot of things in life, but me, am I good at that? You see how I did that?
This guy Maurice, too, he's starting to showboat. He's almost like you right now. You see, he gets a couple of wins under his belt.
Again, we keep going back to the golf. Joe, all you got to do is tail the plays with the golf. You keep bringing it up. Just tail the plays, Joe. Tail the plays, and then you'll be involved too. I don't know why. You're all mad about the golf. Just tail the plays.
I'm not mad about the golf. He's peacocking just like you are, and you know that. He's getting a little too big for his britches. What he fails to realize, this Maurice, is that I put them on the map last year. When everybody was selling them, I was there in support, buying them low and selling them after they won the East, okay? That's what I did for Maurice and the crew. He's acting like they're the best team in the NHL. They're not, and their goaltender's suspect. You know that as well as anybody, that Bobrovsky is basically a weak link. He's a sieve at times. And finally, Swayman stepped up.
I got a feeling that they're going to keep taking that money away from you that you won with them last year because you left them on the side of the road and you left them to the side, and now they're taking it from you. They're taking it back from you. I'm going to tell you this right now.
You ready? Boston's winning the series. Okay, I said
it. Oh, are they?
Yeah, Boston is winning the series. Go to the table now. Gamble at your own risk, obviously. No guarantees in life. But I said it. Boston is winning the series. That was a gutty effort by Boston last night. The fact that they held Florida to a goal, and finally the refs are on our side. I mean, this whole series has been Florida or bust. How many power plays has Florida had so far? Every penalty's on the Bruins. It's ridiculous.
Kind of felt like the Bruins had 1 billion power plays last night in that second period. They were giving them power play after power play after power play.
The pendulum has turned. It's in our favor. Boston's winning it. I said it, and you're gutless.
Panthers will finish them off in 6, would be my guess. Oilers beat the Canucks last night 3-2. Series now tied 2-2. This was a 2-1 game, Joe, with under 2 minutes to go in regulation, and things got very wild. Canucks tie it. Seconds later, Oilers retake the lead for the win on Sportsnet.
Kruger comes up with a puck. Rochester puts it in, scores! A bank, and it's in, and the game is tied. Draisaitl back to Bouchard.
Wow, how about that, Joe? So we got a 2-2 series between the Canucks and the Oilers. Big response from Edmonton last night after it looked like they were going to blow that game. They end up getting it done. 2-2, game number 5 tomorrow night in Vancouver. Let's get to what really matters, and that's tonight. Avalanche and the Stars in Dallas. Stars are up 3-1 going into this game. They're minus 145 tonight. Avalanche plus $1.20. 6.5 is the total. Joe needs Colorado to win because he's got the exacta with the Stars 4-2 to win in 6 games.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Avalanche, but I'm going to back it up with my guy Rupe Hintz to score a goal tonight. So I think Rupe should be about, plus 250 tonight? So we're taking the Avalanche money line plus 120, 125, 120, and we're going to back it up with Rupe. Okay? How about that?
Rupe plus 220 tonight to score a goal.
Life for him.
A little light for Rupe. Maybe that means he's going to score, Joe. Maybe it got a little light because they know he's going to get one tonight.
I know you didn't touch on that Edmonton game, but they're gutless too.
Yeah,
I hope they get smashed.
I'm done with McDavid.
That McDavid,
I'm done with McDavid.
That whole team, that trio is totally dead to me. Let me just say, they play like musical chairs. The time that you're on Hyman, then it's Draisaitl. The time you're on Draisaitl, then it's McDavid. You're back McDavid, it's Hyman. You can never get it right with that team. I'm telling you, unless you bet all three each and every game, you get smashed trying to pick. I hate them.
I think the best thing for everyone would be if Vancouver just eliminated them and just get them out. So that way we don't have to deal with it anymore.
I can't stand them. I really can't. Smash them.
Yeah. Get them out. Finish them.
Well, they cost us money over the past couple of games. 5 goals. We had Draisaitl. They get nothing. We have 3 goals last night. McDavid, he absolutely gutless.
Stars and the Panthers still the favorites for the Cup. Stars are plus 225. The Panthers are plus 240. Rangers, Oilers, Hurricanes, Canucks, Avalanche, and Bruins. That's been flipped now there, too, for that. All right, Joe, we'll come back. We have other baseball games for tonight that we have to get to. So we will go through the baseball card and several other things as well. Ferrall Coast to Coast on a Wednesday. Carver High and Joe Lisi in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. We'll come back. MLB Slate right after this.
Look at the Denver Nuggets and say, whoa, just a week ago, they were that minus 115 or so price. Now we're looking at them at a 7-1 price. Any chances the Nuggets can actually come back?
I think this is going 6 or 7 games, so I think that could be a little bit of a tighter spread between those two. But when you got those two guys, those two monsters, and Towns and Edwards, it's just really hard.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Every missed call, the entire game, whether it's a charge or a block or a deflection that was wrong or a foul that should have been called that wasn't called or vice versa. Give me a 48-minute report. And people that will understand that there's so many mistakes that the referees make over the course of the game that referees, ready folks, just don't decide the outcome.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall Coast to Coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage Late
This sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
And we are back, Ferrall Coast to Coast here on a Wednesday. Carver High and Joe Lisi in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Great to have everybody with us here today. Every week I do give you this, Joe, before I give you tonight's games. And that, of course, is the best and the worst in baseball up to this point. Money line and the overs and unders. Here's money line. Nationals plus 9.9 units. Here. This was going into today, of course. Nationals might have played this afternoon. Guardians plus 9.3 units. Phillies 8.2. Yankees and the Brewers near the top. The worst Marlins minus 16.5 units. Astros, Angels, White Sox, all on the bottom line there, Joe. Not getting people to the window.
I think we should take a shot with the Angels tonight. Like the over in the game, but let's take a shot with the Angels.
You're going back to that over tonight, huh? After hitting it last night, you're going to go back to it? Okay, we'll talk about
back-to-back nights. Back-to-back nights. I'm going with the trend, but St. Louis has won the first two games, haven't they? So let's go against this trend and take the Angels in Game 3.
Well, that over, also, Angels, one of the best over teams, Joe, in the baseball this year. 23-19-1 to the over, along with the Marlins, Bruins, Cleveland, and the A's. Underside, Red Sox, Mariners, Braves, Royals, Astros, and Blue Jays on the underside of things.
Oh, you know what? Let's put out the crypto now. This is the crypto midweek Wednesday game of the year. Game of the year for Carver and Lisi. I'll throw it out right now. Tampa Bay and Red Sox over. It's an 8.5 number. Juice to the under. Let's go up, 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 and away. 10 plus 11. Him. Gamble at your own risk. If you lose, you get the college and pro package absolutely free.
I will give you those numbers in a moment. Let me get to the Mets and the Phillies first, and then I'll give you the numbers on the Red Sox and the Rays. Ranger Danger Suarez, who's been unbelievable, 7-0 with a 1.5 ERA for Philly this year against Joey Lucchesi and the Mets tonight. Phillies -2, Bills -2 Hundy, +165 for the Mets, and a 7.5 in Philly. I don't know, but I know Suarez has pitched well, Joe, but I could see the Phillies clearing 7.5 by themselves against Lucchesi tonight.
It's possible, but I'll bet that this game doesn't even take place because I'm in between both the Mets and Philadelphia. It is absolutely pouring outside. So if they're going to – first pitch is going to be in about an hour and 15 minutes, maybe I'll go out on this. No shot this game starts on time. No shot, and most likely by 7:30, 8 o'clock is going to be canceled.
No shot, Joe says. No shot that they start that game on time. This is the game you're looking for. Tampa and the Red Sox at Fenway. Tanner Houck and Taj Bradley tonight. -145 for the Sox, plus $1.20 for Tampa, but 8.5, -105 to the over. That's where Joe's looking.
Over, yeah, absolutely. I lean to Tampa Bay, but I see double city off the Green Monster. Let's go up, 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 and away. 10 or more tonight. And like I said, if we lose, don't worry about it. It's part of gambling. You get the college and pro package absolutely free. I said it. We'll give out a promo code.
Cubbies looking to get a game in Atlanta against the Braves. Javier Assad and Charlie the Fisherman Morton are the starters tonight. Braves -175, plus $1.45 for the Cubs, and an 8.5 total in this one.
I lean to the under, and I like the Cubbies. I don't love it, but I still think the Cubs match up. I don't love the over. The 8.5 scares me. I see this game being like 3-2, 4-2. I lean to Chicago, but again, I don't love it. It's the Braves. Every time I go against the Braves, I sometimes get smashed.
They got the bats going a little bit. You know, the Braves have been a little slow to start here with their offense, which was so big last year. Olsen homered last night. I'm going to try to go after an Olsen homer again tonight, Joe, against Assad. We'll see if he can get a little hot here. Hit him in bunches.
I just want to say, this is good for the Braves. If you're a Brave fan, don't fret. The fact that you're actually struggling in the regular season is actually good for you to potentially win a World Series championship. You won't punch yourself out. You could do what you did a couple of years ago, get hot after the All-Star break and absolutely peak at just the right time as opposed to last year where you just went pillar to post and you ran out of gas in the playoffs. So this is good for them.
The Yankees are in Minnesota tonight against the Twins. Of course, they beat them last night. Tonight, Marcus Stroman against Pablo Lopez. -145 for the Twins, plus $1.20 for the Yankees, and a flat 8, the total here.
Yankees and under. I mean, that series, and I know that you said that Minnesota stepped up last year against the Yankees, but the history, the series history, has got to be like, what, 890% winning percentage for the Yankees over the last 20 years, regular season and postseason? Come on. Well, that body of work, when you look at that resume, that body of work just screams Yankees, Cashman and Boone. It just oozes New York.
They're on the short end of the pitching matchup tonight. Lopez is very good, and honestly, in my opinion, Stroman stinks. So that would be the one thing that would kind of bother. That's why the Twins are minus 145 tonight. I kind of like the over, though, Joe. I think Stroman will give up some runs. Maybe the Yankees are able to score a few off of Lopez. The Guardians are still in Arlington against the Rangers. John Gray against Carlos Carrasco. That sounds like runs to me. Minus 175 for Texas, plus 145 for the Guardians, and a flat 9, Joe, even money to the over. Up, and away for me with Cleveland and Texas.
Don't like the over because that 9 scares me, but I like Texas tonight. I think they smashed them. Not
gonna scare me, Joe. In fact, I would alt that 10.5, 11.5, 12.5, wherever you want to go tonight. You will get it all with Carrasco and with John Gray. We got the blueprint. Why not? You could throw the alts out there, 9.5, 10.5. I'll throw the alts out then too. Cleveland and Texas tonight. That's where we'll get the runs. All right, we'll come back and we will wrap this puppy up for a Wednesday. Ferrall, Coast to Coast, Carver High and Joe for Scotty. We're back right after this.
Look at the Denver Nuggets and say, whoa, just a week ago, they were that minus 115 or so price. Now we're looking at them at a 7-1 price. Any chances the Nuggets can actually come back?
I think it's going 6 or 7 games, so I think that could be a little bit of a tighter spread between those two. But when you got those two guys, those two monsters, and Towns and Edwards, it's just really hard.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Every missed call, the entire game, whether it's a charge or a block or a deflection that was wrong or a foul that should have been called that wasn't called or vice versa. Give me a 48-minute report. And people that will understand that there's so many mistakes that the referees make over the course of the game that referees, ready folks, don't decide the outcome.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall, Coast to Coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage Late
This sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
We are back, Ferrall, Coast to Coast, here on a Wednesday. Carver High and Joe Lisi in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Great to have you with us. All right, Joe, 3 more games for tonight. The A's are still in Houston against the Astros, so the Astros have gotten themselves a couple wins here against Oakland, trying to get themselves off the deck. They were 10 games under 500. A couple of their bats have come alive. They have Framber Valdez tonight against Aaron Brooks. The Astros minus 250 plus 200 for the A's and an 8.5 total tonight.
Yeah, go over, and I lay the 1.5 with Houston. They're playing the A's. They should smash them. This is an opportunity to get healthy. It's Houston or bust for me, Carver.
I like the over, Joe. I think both teams will score a little bit tonight. I even think the A's, who have got some guys who have been swinging the bat pretty well, they probably won't win, but they'll get some runs, I think, against Valdez and that bullpen. The Cardinals and Angels, once again, as you hit this last night with the over, Lance Lynn and Griffin Canning are the starters tonight. Man, that smells like runs again, too. Minus 120 for St. Louis, even money for the Angels, and an 8.5. Now, this you could absolutely get me in 9.5, 10.5, 11.5. These guys are gas cans. These two guys. Get me in.
They went from 7.5. They were giving us last night plus 104. The books didn't believe. Then now they adjusted a whole run. I'm with you. Let's go for broke. Angels and the over.
And finally, Joe, the Dodgers and the Giants once again out in San Francisco. The Giants are going to have Logan Webb going tonight. The Dodgers, I believe, are throwing a bit of a bullpen game. Hernandez is going to be the first guy out there. The Dodgers, even though, are still minus 145, plus $1.20 for San Francisco, and a flat 8 is the total here. Webb is a very good pitcher, Joe, but the Dodgers hit Webb because they see him so much that they know his stuff. So I think we can get an over here, too.
Well, you might get the over, but I still like San Francisco. I like San Francisco big picture, Carver. I believe they're still like plus 195, right, to make the playoffs. I think they match up well against the Dodgers. You want to give me plus 120 at home for the Giants? Great uniforms. Just don't wear those alternate ones that look like a creamsicle. Those are ugly. Wear the traditional home unis. You get the win. I think maybe it goes over, but I like Webb on the mound tonight.
Yeah, I learned very early in this season, I'm not going to try to go after the Dodgers on a nightly basis.
Okay.
So I don't really care who's going after them. It's total or nothing for me in their games. Rockies lead the Padres 7-0, Joe. So they're going for 7 in a row here against the Padres and a sweep of that series. Mariners are up 2-0 on the Royals in the 6th, so that's a dead under so far. Finals, Arizona beat Cincinnati 2-1. White Sox did beat the Nationals 2-0. Brewers 10-2 over the Pirates. Marlins beat the Tigers 2-0. And the Orioles got a walk-off homer in the bottom of the 9th from Adley Rutschman to beat the Jays 3-2 at Camden. Also unfortunate, Joe, for you. I know you have that Toronto. Toronto's got to get off the deck, man. They have had an awful start to the year. And Joe, their bats they have too many quality bats that they should be not scoring runs and losing games at the rate that they're losing. So they need to pick things up.
They do. I mean, if they're still in this area after Memorial Day, then that's a problem. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that they could still make the playoffs and they could get right over the next 2 weeks. Maybe it starts this weekend, but they've been inconsistent. You're right. They should at least, at the very worst, outscore teams, and they're not doing that.
Joe, I'm going to see you tonight for Carver and Lisi on SportsGrid Radio at 8 p.m. East, and it's a big show tonight. We will be on right as the NFL schedule officially gets released, which means hopefully, Joe, the books will be quick to at least get us the Week 1 lines up as fast as possible, and we can start to dive into those. We have Colorado and Dallas in the NHL tonight. We've got Celtics and the Cavs. We've got the Mavs and OKC. We've got a ton of baseball. We'll get some final selections for the PGA Championship out there as well tonight. So a very big 2-hour Carver and Lisi. I will see you there, Joe, tonight on SportsGrid Radio. Great job by everybody today. Mafia Luke and the crew. Big Golf Wednesday from Cam Stewart and Keith Stewart, Coach Young, Davis Maddock, Gabe Morency. Great job by everyone. Scotty is back tomorrow. Game Time Decisions is next. Ferrall Coast to Coast on a Wednesday. Have a great night. Cash some tickets. We'll see you back here tomorrow on the grid.